Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for your being here. I appreciate your talking about the gap, and there's 3 places I really want to close the gap, and I know there'll always be another gap, but there are 3, and I would love help in clearing whatever resistance there is in the way. And I have a sense of part of it, and one thing is wanting a life mate. I've moved quite a bit in my emotional journey, but I still want that life mate. And sometimes I think I'm still cleaning up my vibration. And
Clearly, because if you have been that long thinking about that subject and it has not manifested yet, then you've settled into a pretty steady vibrational expectation that doesn't match what you want. It's not supposed to take any time at all to get what you want, and when it does, it means you're not a vibrational match to what you want. So either you have become accustomed to negative emotion and it doesn't bother you, or you are unaware of negative emotion. In other words, a little impatience would serve you.
yes.
If you really want a mate, do you think that you are fiercely independent? Are you really picky about the way you live your life? Do other people annoy you? Do people and their behaviors just sort of get under your skin? Do you find yourself really enjoying your solitude and the precision of living life the way you want to live it?
I have been, yes, very independent and loving my solitude and loving my life. And I do want to draw in that mate,
but tell us why. In other words, what good are they?
Because I do love my life and I feel a lot of joy, and I would love to share that with someone. So I can imagine how much joy there would be in sharing.
What does that mean? I want to share my joy. What does that mean? We hear people say it all the time. And what does it mean? I want to share my joy.
I think a part of it is magic, that there's a synergy that's unexpected when people come together. It's not just the 1 + 1, it's this unexpectedness
of life, so
the adventure.
If I'm tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and we feel you are, and I'm feeling really good, and I'm on top of my life, and I'm feeling really good, and now I want that to exponentially expand by coming together with another who is also there. And I know I'm there, but I'm not coming together with somebody else who's also there. What does that say about your expectation of where other people are?
I think there are other people there. I just want to meet the right ones.
All right, so you think they're there. Do you think they're rare?
No. Although I don't often come around them in my day-to-day life, given the kind of...
because that's where that vibration feels to us. In other words, it feels to us that you have managed to create an environment that is pleasing to you. And when you say, I want to share that environment with another, what you mean is, I want another who feels like I do to come to me, and it must be someone who's so much on my wavelength that that person doesn't mess up what I've got going on. Because I like what I've got going on. And that's almost always contradictory stuff. In other words, when you say, I like my life as it is, and I'd like someone else to share it with me, which means they have to really know what I know, there's almost always a little splitting of energy in that. And that's the part that if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would work on.
And so that's what I want to resolve or clear.
Well, the way you do that, first, everything is this. First, you have to accept that through the synthesizing of life, that you have created a magnificent relationship, and that it is alive and real and vibrationally pulsing. And you have to get a bead on that before you can feel where you are in vibrational relationship to it. And that's the thing that we're feeling is a little bit off for you, because we keep expressing to you something that we feel, and you keep verbalizing that you feel different than you feel to us. So what we mean by that is we think that you are verbalizing how you want to feel, not necessarily how you do feel. And the universe is not responding to your words, the universe is responding to your vibration. So let's apply this new technique that we've been talking about in the last couple of days, and let's talk about your manifestational indication. So here you are, where you are in relationship to a relationship, and what does that feel like to you? What does your relationship condition feel like to you?
It feels eagerness, and there's a gap though, sometimes despairing or...
That's quite a gap, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what do you think you feel more? Lonely, despairing, or eager?
I guess I try to practice a sense of peace, you know, a little bit of an equilibrium, and a sense of faith and trust.
Well, those are all really good.
I try to soothe myself, in other words.
Those are all really good words, but when it comes right down to it, do you feel more eager or lonely?
Maybe frustrated, somewhere in between.
This is what we mean about not being in touch with the way you feel.
Okay.
Do you feel, so we'll just play with it, and that's not a bad thing. In other words, we've sort of trained you that way. We say, be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and talk about what you want and don't talk about what you don't want. And so we know it's really easy to begin offering the words, but words are not equaling your vibrational output. And the reason is, you see, this is easy for us because you're telling us, I want something that isn't coming. And we say, well, then you must not be a vibrational match to what you want. We don't even have to figure out what your vibration is. The results are giving us all of the information that is necessary. If you don't have something you want, you can't be a vibrational match to it. And the reason that you're not a vibrational match to it is because you've got more of your attention on what is than on what you want to be. And we think the reason, we can go right to the reason for it. You're very precise in your living, you're very picky about the way you want things, and you don't expect to find someone who will match you exactly, so you believe that any relationship will be a compromise that you're not willing to make. That's sort of just telling it like it is. So, and here we want to say something very powerful to you. We don't want you to settle for a relationship that demands a compromise from you that you're not willing to make. We wouldn't for a minute say that there's something in your vibrational escrow that you've carefully honed over lifetimes that you should now deny yourself of while you let yourself go into a relationship just because you're feeling a little bit lonely. We applaud you for your determination to hold out for what you really want. And so our conversation with you is not to get you to do something different about that. In other words, we don't want you to let loose of what you want. We just want you to shore up your expectation that if it's in your vibrational escrow, the universe can deliver it to you, because the universe knows where the person is and knows where you are in relationship to the person and knows how to deliver you to the person and the person to you.
Yes, and that's actually what I ask is, it was about belief, how to strengthen my belief, because I don't want to compromise. I mean, more than anything, I don't want to compromise. And so, but how can I strengthen my belief?
By acknowledging that there are plenty of people that are strong-willed like you are, that are very particular in their lives, that have found people that are a match to them. By acknowledging that if this time-space reality has the wherewithal to help you to identify a desire, that this time-space reality has the wherewithal to deliver it to you. And as we've said a few times today, by stepping back from the specifics and into the general that you know. I know law of attraction works. I've seen it evidenced in my experience. I know that there are plenty of beautiful people around. I see them everywhere I go. I know that I'm a good creator because so much of my life is really the way I want it to be. I know that law of attraction is always consistent and fair. I know that my now reality is an indication of how I've been offering a vibration, and I wouldn't have it anyway. I know that I have to shift my vibration somewhat if I want something to be different. I recognize that I need to make some vibrational changes, and I believe that the emotion that I'm feeling is the key to it. I believe that I am aware of my emotions, and I know that as I feel my emotions that they will give me an indicator of what I need to do. I have no question in my mind that I'm going to figure this out. Meanwhile, I know that the universe is tending to my vibrational escrow, and I know that my partner is there waiting for me, getting queued up for me, and therefore I feel an eagerness about the rendezvous that we will experience.